What's up, everyone? Today we have a yard machine, typical mower. Owner tells me this. She bought it, I forget where, big box store, and used it one or two times, let it sit for a couple months, and now it's not starting. She doesn't know where the bag is, but basically she got tired of it. She pulled and hurt herself, and she basically almost threw it across her driveway. And now it's here. She says, take it. So we have a free mower. I tried pulling on it. Yeah, she's completely right. It's not going to be working. 99% sure it's a fuel problem, but who knows? Because it was sitting outside for quite some time, it was pretty dirty. So I kind of pressure washed a lot of the crap off of it. So if it's wet, that's the reason why. It hasn't quite gotten to the cold, rainy season yet, but that's coming. Well, I think we're going to take a look at the gas. It's full. Very full. That's aged. Here's the problem with these machines and all these new Briggs. They do not like even semi-aged fuels. They're like the Leonardo DiCaprio of engines. Once it gets to a certain age, it just doesn't work anymore. Let's check the oil. Wow, it's clean. And it's at a pretty good level. Might be a little over full, but a little over is definitely better than a little under. I think we're just going to take off this air filter cover. Air filter doesn't seem to be in horrible shape. It's not even wet from me pressure washing it. Doesn't smell like anything bad, not like gas or anything. I think I'm going to put this down and we'll just throw a little bit of carb cleaner down the throat and see if it barks at us. And here we go. Let's take... So here's the thing, I've said this before, but try to always use it non-coordinated. Just a better idea in my opinion. There we go. Any welder will tell you should never weld over coordinated. But for whatever reason, that translation was lost to small engine people. Well, it definitely made a weird clink noise, but it barked. Stupid spider webs. It doesn't really seem like it's hitting anything with the blade. Let's try that one more time. Maybe it's the valves. Super clanky. Don't know. Maybe something just touching. Could be the blade. Maybe with the spinning fast enough, it's making it shake. I did not look at it quite yet because of the story I was fed. Let's take a look. Okay, I have it setting up a little bit. I've noticed one thing. It's not very loose. I mean, I'll still try tightening it, but this is the compression stroke right here. At least I think it is. It's the only thing I could come up with compression. The bail's not down either. So I think we have potentially a valve problem. I'm going to try tightening that blade just to make sure. It didn't seem like it was loose though, but we'll double check. This again, everything has been thoroughly tightened. I sprayed behind the choke plate, so sometimes a little tiny straw doesn't like to go through it. Look at me over here being super safe. I disconnected the spark plug when I was doing the blade. I knew I should have gone with my first instinct. It's running great now. When you hear that noise, it's usually just the blade shaking a little bit. And kind of a dead giveaway for that is when it gets to a certain speed, it kind of stops, or at least slows down, because it's going so fast it's not really having a chance to shake. But moving forward, we have a carb problem. Now, you don't have to take the top off. It's going to make everything a whole lot easier, even though I just put it back on. 3 5/16. Take them out, because if you don't take them out and the recoil retracts back on the handle, they will fall directly on the floor, usually underneath a place where you don't want it to go. What else? So we have a couple 5/16 here. Couple 5/16 over here. And this most common of common sizes, of course, is 9/32 over here. Perhaps 7mm. Could be 7 and 8mm. I've never actually tried a 7mm, to be honest. Here, let's just do it now. Guess that would make more sense. Yeah, 7 and 8mm. Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense now. So if your tank is empty, then you don't have to do this, but I'm going to take a pair of the world's smallest vice grips and vice grip that line off. You probably can't see a whole lot, but don't worry, neither can I. I'll take the fuel clip off. And then we'll take the fuel line off. It's kind of stuck on there. I'm going to give it a twist to kind of break its little hold it has on it. Okay. I'm just going to take the tank off. I was going to take it off anyway because I'm going to be taking the fuel out of it most likely. I don't want the fuel to. It's a lot easier to remove the fuel, to say that way, with the tank off. Wow. There we go, finally. That was way too difficult, way harder than it should have been. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Sorry about the background noise. So this is kind of the hard part. I don't really like doing this, but kind of end up having to bend the auto choke and taking it off. I need two hands, but once we're done, we will kind of bend it back. There we go. As long as you don't overly bend it, it's fine. You could, no, not even. Sometimes you could take off the auto choke, but not on this model. I forgot. If your auto choke stops working, guess what? You get to buy a whole new muffler. Okay, let's get to it. I tried to get as much fuel out of it as I can, but it's really easy carb. You can try doing this on the machine, but not the most pleasant of experiences. Just take it off. The benefit of a plastic carb is that it won't rust or degrade. It will break, but it won't rust or degrade. Wow, someone is really going to town with that grinder. Sure glad to chose to do it right now too. Sorry. I'm trying not to put my hand there because I don't want to break anything. There we go. Once you just get one corner, usually I have a bigger screwdriver, it just makes it a lot easier. Yeah, there's some garbage in there. But the key important part is taking the emulsion tube out. You just take a screwdriver, get a smaller one actually, a thinner one the better. This is the best way of doing it in my opinion. Go underneath it and you just twist your screwdriver. Guess what? The whole thing just comes right out. A lot of times these are on back order, and a lot of times this is the reason why you are having problems. And for whatever reason, people just replace them. Now, I take an air compressor, I blow in through here, careful, stuff, fuel, junk, whatever's in there might fly out. More importantly, this one almost always gets plugged. You get everything blown through with the compressed air, low air. It's like 40 psi. I'm not trying to put 120 through a small piece of plastic. Now that it's all clean, just press it on in. There we go. If that doesn't go in, sometimes, let's see here. See where the white emulsion tube is? That's it poking out. There's a little round part of the Venturi that likes to sometimes shift. You just have to kind of move it back to its original location. But now, there's only one way to put this back on. It should be like this. I think it's like that. Maybe it's not. No, it's definitely like that. Okay, there we go. Sometimes the simplest things are the hardest. Just gonna sink this down. Remember, it's a plastic carb, be careful. Don't go all Rambo on it. There we go. That seals. Insane. So I'm going to go through the tank, throw out the old gas, we'll put the new gas in, we'll give it a try, install the carb opposite how you took it off, and we'll give it a pull. When you're bending it back, just make sure that the carb is fully in choke when it's cold like it is now. If it's not, you're never going to get started. Bend back this little rod. As you can tell, it's full choke. And when you go like here, Should stop right about there. That should be open. And it's open. Choke. No choke. So that's how you know when to bend it back, or how to bend it back. Let's give it a pull. I put everything back together, got everything drained, cleaned. Hopefully we're good to go. I think the plug is on. I don't remember taking it off. So there's oil on the muffler. I saw it. It was actually dripping out when I had taken delivery of it. What I mean by that is when I went to go pick it up, it was on its side and a lot of oil was coming out of the side of the muffler. I checked the oil when I turned it back over and it was fresh and clean. So, and too full to begin with. But it's smoking because of that. I'm going to let it clear up a little bit. Needs to get everything out of its system. But other than that, it seems to be running. It's a tad bit chuggy. I feel like I'm going to let it run and see if it kind of clears itself up. But if it doesn't, we'll look into it. Maybe put a new plug in there. I don't think that's the problem, but just in case, we'll give it a try. Maybe check it out for part 2. We don't know. I'll leave you at that. Definitely keep on watching, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at smallengine101, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good evening.